Up? Having some fun over here. Let's get this lighting right. Bam. That's a little better. Maybe even a little cheers in order. You know what I mean? Yeah. All right. Move some of this stuff off to the side here. What's everyone up to tonight? How's everyone doing? Sup, Stu? Yeah, Humboldt and I tried to do a live and we had some tech issues, so we're going to work at that out for next time. Glad everyone popped in. You hear me good? Yeah, it happens. It might have been a setting. Like, I'm not the best with it, but we've all gone through that. Trust me, when you go to jump in, it might have just been a stupid setting on the phone or something like that. Like, yeah, it's wild sometimes. That's all it takes is just something like that to F it all up. We had some old folders here, some other stuff. Figure I might bust these out. See what's in there. Oh, dude, trust me, we've all had some crazy tech issues. I'm like one of the ones that gets the worst of it, I feel like. It's like not letting me comment to like anybody's stuff for a long time, other things. So if anybody's, partying, let's shoot it back. Whoop whoop. Throw a couple out there for the Shackleman. Oh yeah, that's a new case. I like how Stu showed his. He did a review on it today. If you guys haven't seen that, go stick out Stu Two Locks, Charles Watt down here. He's that guy right there at the moment. That comment. Yep. He did a nice review on this. I like seeing everybody's perspective. I want to see what somebody else does with the black one, because the black one doesn't have the eye on it, so it's more discreet, you know what I mean? And nobody would really know, especially, lock sport people and stuff like that. So that's what's up. Yeah, just hanging out. I'm gonna show some knives here, some other stuff. How's everybody else doing? What is everybody up to? Got these knives here. Busting them out of the storage today. Chilling. I seen your setup, Humboldt, too, and I was like, dude, you and I are like peas in a pod. You made me bust out this little guy. Well, I was looking for some other ones at 460 and some other ones I was gonna set out there. So I liked your little lineup, and yeah, I was bummed that it didn't work out. We'll get live together though, don't you worry. Yeah, I could see you, man. I just couldn't hear you, and you couldn't hear me, I guess, because I was like, "Hey, if you can hear me, give me a thumbs up or stuff like that." I was like, "Can you see this? Can you see what I'm touching?" And I couldn't hear anything. There was no like audio. And I was like, "Man." So, but we're just gonna show some old rustic, antique folders here. Some stuff, your grandpa or your uncle. Some you passed down to you, stuff like that. Some little pieces from the collection. Thought it'd be neat. Some don't even open, they're so rusted, and some are still rusty and trusty, though, They keep trucking along. There's some neat folders in there. Actually, this one's, a lot of people might recognize that little loop on the back there. Anyway, it was a Boy Scout, stuff like that. Used to traditionally have a loop like that. That's funny. Hey, what's up, Cheesecake? What's up, brother, brother, brother? So, I don't know. This is that new case too from Southern Specialties. Got my business card in there. It's not really a business card, it's a YouTube card. But the inside part is what's sweet. This right here is really all you need. Good old paper clip. This case comes with both these cards without the tools. Zippered case. Like just a little over 20 bucks. Can't beat that for a little pocket. Well, let's check out some of these knives. This one here is a old school Ranger. I don't know if that'll focus. I like all these traditional old school like buck knives, the old timer knives. Some even are, old timer brand. And this one has patent number 3,377,996. I gotta get better at finding resources to look these up, but I like that long slit there to grab that blade. And it's a Ranger PROV USA on the blade there. Gotta love the old folders like Grandpa and Uncle used to have. Some of my first knives are actually. Actually, no, they're not in this collection. I'm mistaken. I'm sorry for that. Thought somewhere. This one was. I have no idea. But it has, I'm guessing, World War II era from the rusting and the pitting and everything like that. Still works and opens. It's got probably original bone handles by like the degradation and everything that's going on with them. But they're like some relics, but they still work. So I'm like in a conflict. Do I, put some navel jelly on these, clean them up, make them nice, or do I leave it like it is because they still work and fold? But it'd be interesting to see more. It says Atlas, Japan. And I can definitely make out. I think that's what this is. ATLAS Japan there. See if I can get it to focus so you guys can see it too. But it's nice to, yeah, like I have some regular ones too. I like to carry and stuff like that. But with a little bit of restoration, the right equipment, a little sandblasting, some oiling, restore that blade. That'd be neat to see just to what it would look like. I think this one's the one I was referring to before. Somebody heavily modified this bad boy. Heavily modified it. And I don't know for what purpose really, but I feel like that had to have been for a unique purpose, like maybe just cutting down brush in the jungle or whatever. I really don't know what their purpose for that one was. But I mean, somebody did that for a reason. And also, I think this one might be Japan marked. I haven't looked at a lot of these for a long time. Let's go to cracked handle there. But that's how you can tell these have been used. You know, these were carried. These were. I mean, some of these might even seen some action, so to say. You know what I mean? Oh, surgical steel. So that's very interesting. Surgical steel. So is that like a medic's knife or something? I'm gonna go back and check the comments real quick here. Hey, what's up, Newhouse? Nola, Cheesecake, Charles Watt, Humboldt Picker. Anybody else is watching, thank you very much for checking out. Feel, drop a comment if you got any questions, whatever. Feel free to ask away, folks. But yeah, that's interesting. I don't know what, a lot of them, like I said, have cracks. They've been beat up. They've been used. I've been thinking about restoring them over the time and figuring out what's what. But I think this one, like I shared that other one that had the similar. Oh, it wasn't this one. It was. Wasn't that one actually? No, it wasn't that one. There was another one that had a long line along there that I just showed. Yeah, that's a fun. I mean, that's pretty sharp too. That's messed up. I mean, surgical steel. Maybe that was a bone saw or something. I don't even know. That thing is wild. If anybody has any idea why you modify a blade like that, somebody said wire strip notch first one. You know what I mean? It might have been like a jungle knife, military knife, and they just modified that bad boy for all different types of stuff. Being stainless steel makes sense. Would hold up to all different types of conditions. And it's got that. It's well worn. That's what makes it hard. There's no identifying marks on it. There's nothing that really shows much about it other than it's just got a crazy gnarly blade. All right, moving on. Got a few more of these little tiny pocket guys. Little screwdriver one. This little one here. I like all these old school ones. Little small folding trappers and stuff like that. See if I have a better background to show you guys these on. Oh yeah, that'll probably work. Actually, this will be better. What's this one say? I don't even know. Looks like it says OCD. Makes sense, right? I like that grip though. Handle. It's like a little peanut folder. A little guy. See if I can't clean that up a little bit. LK or LK.co or something USA. Hold on. Definitely looks like it says LK Company USA or something. LM Company USA. I got a couple old timers in here, Humboldt. I definitely know I do. Figure we'll probably get to those eventually here. But yeah, that one's interesting. I should try to look that up. A mushroom. Yeah, it does kind of look like a morel mushroom or morel mushroom. Be a good mushroom hunting knife. Pluck it right up. Maybe that is what it's for. Just give it a little whack. Cut that bad boy right off. All right, better close that up. We'll move on to the next one. This one. Yeah, it says HIT. Hit USA. Trying to get the focus on that there. This is, yeah. Hit USA. What's the other side say? Nothing. Little keychain guy. Old school pocket folder. A lot of these too would be hooked like back in the early or late 18th century, hooked to a pocket chain, watch or toggle if you're wealthy, stuff like that, with a nice pocket knife. But it's been used, it's cracked, well used, well worn. Old school construction, roll pins, it looks like. Might even be original ivory handles, who knows. HIT, I gotta look that up. It's still pretty sharp too. It's got a nice patina on the blade. Dang, I wish it would show that. All right, this one. Let's look at. I don't know what. This one's interesting. This one's a little pen. I'm pretty sure it's still right. Hold on, might have to get it going a little bit. Give me a second. We gotta find some paper. I think this might still right. I kind of wanted to. That's a neat little pen / pocket knife. Neat little guy for the collection. And that one says, oh man, that's going to be hard to read. I almost think that says something foreign. Maybe Germany, or I could be totally wrong. Imperial? Imperial, WJJ Imperial something. Well, I don't know. That one's weird. That's a sharp little spike guy, though. Kind of has a ammunition type appearance to it. Slightly provocative as well. I think I need to refresh the chat because it looks like it's said the same thing for a while. A lot of neat old school folders in here. Okay, I just refresh that a little bit. Oh yeah. Let's see. That's, I think, a Ranger. See if I can find an old timer. Everybody's been dropping the old timer. There it is. The old timer for you guys. Oh yeah. I mean, if that isn't a grandpa knife, then I don't know what is. Bam. Just showing off some old school folders, different knives, things like that. You got the same one, Humboldt? No way. Yeah, let's see. Like I said, I want to clean a lot of these up, but I want to do it the right way. I want to restore them properly so it doesn't, show scratches, stuff like that. But this is the Schrade USA 340 340S, I think it says. Yeah, I got a lot of old school folders. I got into them when I was in Scouts back in the day and started collecting the old Scout knives, things like that, and just really enjoying them. And now trying to learn more about the history and figuring out other stuff. There's another blade in here too. Pops out there. That's a nice function for an old timer. And with this handle too, that bone handle. I don't know if it's bone or not, but where it fades from the white to the brown, the camera really truly isn't doing it justice. Brass inlays. I mean, it needs cleaned up. It's rusty and trusty, but like I said, these are grandpa's knives. These have been used for more things than we would ever know. It's totally crazy. But yeah, I think I got a couple more old timers. Set this one actually back here. Move that out of the way for a second. Check this one out. Old trapper style one. Love that USA stamp. And that's where, like, even my newer knives, I got stuff like that. I carry them. You know what I mean? I know some people cringe on that. They see it and they're like, dude, like, you pull that stuff out. Like, this is one of my everyday carry ones. This is what was just at my waist right now. That's a Spyderco Man X2 XL. Super crazy blade, but I use it. It's scratched. It's beat up. It's got smudges. You know what I mean? You only live once. Use it, man. Don't collect the stuff to not use it. Like these, yeah, I want to restore them, stuff like that. But you know what I mean? Use them. See what they are up to. See if you like it. If not, trade it for something else you might like, or grab something else for your collection, things like that. But always be open to modern, new, old stuff like that. You gotta have fun. And like I said, I don't know. That's just me. I like to use this stuff. This one's got a broken piece off the back. I think this might be a case knife. 5133. Oh no, this is Belknap. John Pinnacle. I think that might have been an old hardware knife. Could be wrong with that. Like I said, I gotta grab something. My fingernail won't get this one. The paper clip will do. There we go. Oh. Come on, you bugger. Get open. We want to see you. Huh. What's the back say? Yeah. 5133 with a star. Come on, focus. I think it is an old case knife with a red bone handle, I think they call it. But I might be wrong. Might be totally wrong. Anyone that knows, let me know. Yeah, that's another one that's tucked away here. All right, we emptied out that center one. Check this one out. This one looks like it says SCCO stainless 21 Taiwan. So probably an old Japanese blade. I try to collect a lot of like World War II stuff, things like that. Tim Kemp, which one you said is a gem, sir? Like I said, I'm not afraid to admit that I don't know everything about every knife out there that's ever been made. I mean, there's no way anybody could. You know what I mean? Nobody's an expert. You might be an expert in one field or one perspective or something or one mild aspect of it or so to say, but I like the old stuff. I like hunting up the history, finding it out, getting to know people that have stories. Like I said, grandpa's knives. Like everybody has the old grandpa story where he pulled out the old knife and whittled something or cut a rope or hey, I gotta open that, and grandpa, pulls out the pocket knife, this, that. But now we have, the fancy folders and things like that, we're pulling out stuff like this. Well, grandpa still has this that can do everything that can do and probably more, and he knows how to use it. Like there's an old saying, like, be wary of the one man with one firearm and things like that, because he likely knows how to use it. Same thing with a knife. Like, just because it's small and looks unimpressive doesn't mean it's not useful and can't do its job. So I like the old school stuff like that. We're getting into some of the better ones here now. This one's another one that looks like one of them. Bump the camera there. The old mushroom ones. Looks like this one over here. I think somebody earlier said it. And once they said that, that is a good point. It looks like a morel mushroom. Morel mushroom. I forget the exact term. Yeah, as an AR, or yeah, something else, kicking around. You never know what Grandpa has tucked away in the closet. Well, this one's got old school bone handles, and I think that might be green bone. I could be wrong. Yes. See, I got to clean that up. I can't tell what that says. There is some markings there, but I want to do it the right way. Like I don't want to just take sandpaper to that or rip it apart. But if I'm not mistaken, this is an old green bone trapper style knife. It's got a broken blade, pretty sought after, like collector style tile is the green bone. They really like that. It wasn't found or offered on too many knives. And I have another one in here that I know is, and you can use that to compare to it. And that's a case one that is green bone as well. And anybody that's an old knife collector, stuff like that, knows what I mean. And both these are beat up, they're in broken condition. I listed them one time on eBay and I got an offer of like $400 in this one and I passed it up. But I was like, it's worth a lot more to me than that. They're cool. They got their brass, everything. I want to refinish them correctly, redo it. It's unfortunate this one has a broken blade, but if I can ever find one that's the same, I wonder if I can get that out. Before, I think I was able to. Let's see. I'll try a paper clip. If I can't do with that, then we won't force it. Oh, wait. There it is. Aha. So that would have been the smaller blade. Yeah, it says something USA. You never know. Even the little ones like this can be treasures, you know? That's why I like finding stuff at yard sales. You never know what you're going to find. Fun little knives. And everyone has a bit of history to it. I wish I knew the story. I wish I knew how that blade broke. You know, like that's my first question is how do you break a blade like that? Like, and then what did you do with it afterwards? What did you use it for? Like, that's what I want to know is how did he break, or she, how did that person break this blade? I mean, what were they doing that caused that? And it sheared right off. That's a pretty clean break. So it was probably a prying side to side motion, something like that. A sharp, fast movement, something. But that's what I want to know is what happened to that bad boy? So this one is the Case Scout knife in green bone. And this is one of my prized possessions. It's a beauty. As a former Boy Scout, I like my old Scout knives, things like that. But that's in screaming condition to be restored. Nice sharp blade. You can tell it's been sharpened down quite a bit. You can see the original edge of the blade down here at the tip of my finger. So she's been used, sharpened down. It's got the can opener here. And this dates back to like World War II era, 40s, 30s. And then, see if I can get this out without, I might have to use the trusty paper clip again. It has the bottle opener, pry bar, screwdriver attachment, and yet again, a broken off blade. But you can see the inside is all brass. It's just beautiful. Brass spacers, brass everything. That right there, that lobster claw, that thing is just, that's gnarly. You don't see that in any knives anymore. A vintage tension wrench, right? Let's see. All right, new house. Let's see. All right, we're going to pick an easy one. We're going to go with the master lock. Close it up. Let's see if we can tension this beast and pick it. All right, we want to go like this. Oh, come on. I might have to get a bigger one. Oh, I could probably tension it this way. All right, it needs a little filing or quick set. He says, yeah. This one might be a quick set keyway. Oh, it's so close. That's a slag. Okay. Quick set. Hold on. I know I got one around here. Well, if not, we got some kind of keyway we should be able to get a new, right? I'm not good at identifying them, and that's what you do every day, so that works out perfect. All right, so we got this Ace one back here. That looks like the same one. Well, it seems to fit in there a little better, possibly. All right, let's see if we can rake this bad boy. All right. We'll go with what's handy and dandy. The Jimmy Long. empty. I was gonna say I'm kind of afraid of messing up my knife. That lobster claw is crazy. All right, I'm gonna hold it a little better here. All right, it's close. If you sanded that down a little bit or forced it in there, but it doesn't. I mean, actually, I might have one that's a little. Hold on, we're not giving up yet. Oh wait, here's a quick set. I think he said. Oh, here's a Kawneer. 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 I think I pulled this one out of a antique bin sitting out front that had been out in like the weather and the rain and the snow and everything else. He says which one? Check. Oh, did I get it? Oh no, I didn't get it. Silver one closest to the front. That one has a interesting keyway. Silver one closest to the front. I got some old Yales too in US locks, but we'll try again another time. To be well, I know I got a padlock I can make this work in. I know I do. Hold on. Let's find one. We gotta have a padlock. This bad boy will work in. This one, possibly. Oh yeah, that one looks like it's scream. Well, geez, I didn't even have to pick it. Are you kidding me? Was it even locked? Oh, this is one of those locks. Geez, oh my goodness. Yeah, look at that. Oh, those are definitely Jimmy Longs on strings. That's my tensioner. And the basic set with the short flat hook and the rake. And that's what I give like my initial test to everything so I don't lose them. And it's on Kevlar or Technora, actually, is what it's called. Technora rope, which is like Kevlar infused rope. It's super abrasion resistant, stuff like that. Holds up really well. And that's what I keep my Jimmy Longs that I keep on the desk with. And I can loop them around my wrist like this. That's why I designed it. So when I'm at work or other places or crazier scenarios, whatever, I can drop it, pick it up. I still have the tensioner. If I'm out on like the lock bridge trying to remove stuff or I drop something, and all this goes right back to, base and you restart. That's how I use those. But yeah, that's funny you asked that. They're definitely Jimmy Longs on a string. And this rope was like bright blue when it started. They've been worn up and beat up. And anyways, let's get back into these. We got this one last beauty left. Boom, 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 boom. The Camulus Scout knife or pocket knife. Beautiful condition. All my Scout knives always had that lanyard loop on there. It's a little beat up on the back. I don't know what happened. It almost looks like it got melted. Like it got literally set on top of a grate in a fire pit. Like I said, again, a story. I wish I knew what happened. If somebody's watching and they know and this is like their grandpa's knife and they remember that story and he's like, oh my goodness, let me know. But there's the can opener. Bottle opener. Got the got the These things are pretty stiff, so they haven't been open for a while. It's a lot of tension to open some of these blades. That one just opened right. Camulus, New York, USA. I mean, just look at that beauty. And then we're going to need the trusty paper clip again. Help us open this one up. Anyone ever have one of these Camulus ones? That's got a lot of tension on it. She's got some snap. That's your shiv or your spike. It looks like it might even had a Phillips end at one point. But that's one of my old school prize possession scout knives. I have some of my original ones. But that right there, that meant business. You know what I mean? You can tell this one again has been resharpened, and you know what I mean? You can see originally it would have been out here and gone up a lot further. Nice drop point kind of style blade tip now, but that thing has seen some use. Grandpa, uncle, whoever. I mean, that's probably skinned some deer and then some. And I'm not sure what style bone handle this is. I don't know if that's like a red bone or they have a lot of different kind of styles. The old Camulus and case set, but the inner brass lining and workings. This one also is screaming to be restored. Like that thing just wants to be new again. And I'll carry that. That's the thing, is like I know a lot of people cringe on that. Like I'll carry that every day. You know what I mean? Why not, right? Put some brasso to it, some Neverdole, maybe a little bit of what do you call it? Navel jelly to get the pitting and the rust out of the blades, stuff like that. Clean them up. A little recap on some of the other blades we've been talking about. The Case Scout, the Camulus Scout, another Case Greenbone, some old school ones. Some Drewer's Cough. Yeah, it probably will get it in there. We still have a few more we haven't shown yet. We have this one here. Well-worn little peanut style trapper, I guess I think you'd call that. And this one, oh man, something USA again. Needs a little touching up to figure out what's going on in there. A couple different blades, good condition, brass liners. Yeah, some of these look like, I mean, somebody just sharpened them or whatever they had laying around. They're just like, I'll grind that on a rebar. But that's how you know a knife that has history. You can see the original part up here, and it's tucked down in, and it's got a lot of steel removed over the years. Let's see. I know we had a couple more here. This one was fun. Show that one again. Pop that out. The old Case Scout knife. Any questions on the knives? Anything I've showed? Anybody ever carry any of these? I mean, I think that's really cool. Also, with the current things going on, might not be a bad idea to look into something like this. You never know. Just saying. Everybody be safe. Keep your family and everyone in well-being. You never know when STF is going to happen. What's up with the blade on that light colored one? Which one? Left or right side, up or down? We will try to identify which one you were looking for. Sorry, everyone. I was digging out another one real quick. Remembered I had another couple relics kicking around. Old school grandpa style knives I knew you guys would like. Well, you know, just been left down. You're talking about this one, Corbin? If so, drop a thumbs up or whatnot. Because this one's got all of us wondering. It's Japanese surgical steel, if that's the one you were meaning. And yeah, I don't know why they modified the blade for that, what they did. If that was a bone saw, something crazy, you know, for medicine purposes. Oh, I keep bumping the camera. Sorry. Try to show this better for you guys. And this one is marked right there. Surgical steel. That circle mark has to mean something. There must have been an original, you know, insignia logo, something on there that got smoothed over. Like somebody has to recognize that. It's got a cracked bag, brass. I mean, it was well made. It's not a janky knife by any means. There's no like side to side movement. It makes sense that it was an old medic's pocket knife or something like that. World War II, Japanese. Maybe, you know, confiscated, used for another purpose, a jungle knife, like I was mentioning earlier. I really don't know, but it'd be really nice to know. I've asked several times in over the years, different communities, why somebody might do that, and never really got any good answers. That kind of there looks like a little thumb hole, but and it's not sharpened, so you know what I mean. Extend that up like a Huskin knife or something. I really don't know. Like it's interesting. It really is. Just trying to go back real quick in the chat, see if I miss anything you guys are asking. I want to make sure I show anything anybody wants to see. Let's see, we'll move this case out of the way. Put this one in here. We had a couple more. This one's an old, like, I think it's just like a little screwdriver, 3-part guy. Yeah, like a little eyeglass repair kit. Just kind of along the same lines. Little old trinket. Keychain knife. Kind of pokery eye. This one happens to be from Royal Gorge. Well, keychain flip out knife. Has a shipscape on the back there with inlay. And if I remember correctly, it had decent blades on it. A little stiff to pull out. Bottle opener on that side. Little blade on that side. Got these Z-Rust tabs. I stick all these in my knives, ammo cans, things like that. All that stuff. This is an old school case knife also. Little peanut knife. I mean, no bigger than your pinky, really. Just a little guy. And that's the case XX. XXX. Oh, come on. Might need the paper clip to get that one. There we go. Come on, paper clip. Paper clip's good for handcuffs and for knives. And that's the case USA 6233, I think it says. And that fits right in, your little pocket on your jeans, traditional little folder. Again, a classic grandpa knife. Can't go wrong with those. And then this one is a little beat up. It's been sitting in the case. Had some moisture get to it, stuff like that. You can see the green in there. So again, I gotta restore it. Found it like that, all beat up. And it's a shame, stuff like that gets stored the wrong way. So see what I can do to restore that one. Got some projects, that's for sure. Keep me busy for a while. Anyone want to see some handcuff escapes? Old school Schrade. This one was actually given to me when I was 13. And there is some engravings on it, so I'll have to be careful because I don't want to dox myself. But I will share what I can with you guys. But it's a Schrade old timer, limited edition. Needs a little loving. Don't hate me for that. But I like that natural brass patina, on a good knife, a reliable knife. I mean, that's a solid traditional buck knife if you've ever seen one. And at 13 years old to get something like that along with a slingshot, I mean, that's about the two best gifts you could give a 13-year-old back in the day. Let them loose in the woods and let them have some fun. All right, let me open this up off screen. Okay, yeah. So this is the Uncle Henry Schrade 187 USA. That's a beautiful tradition piece of history right there. And like I said, I use my knives. They don't just sit there. They're not just in a case. They get used. That's a beauty right there. Uncle Henry. I know, right? 187. I think that's what it is. Yeah. I'm going to close that in a little more to see, but it's either 187 or 1B7. I don't know. That might be a B. 1B7. I could be wrong on that. Now it's kind of focusing in good. The way I like 187. That beautiful woodwork. That's a beautiful knife right there. With a beautiful case. Yeah, these case ones, stuff like that. This old Morgan silver dollar that somebody shot at from 1886 has an old bullet wound in there. I mean, that just complements something like that. The back of it looks pretty cool too. I mean, what kind of crazy old Western dude would do something like that? That could be like Jesse James or like one of those old school cats coins right here that got dug up. $1886. I mean, that's a while ago, folks. Annie Oakley, exactly. Annie Oakley, are you okay? Annie Oakley. And you can tell it gnarled that coin up pretty good. Pure silver coin. Smoked that thing. Morgan no more. I guess you can still flip it though, for heads or tails, you know? Oh, shoot. I just lost. It said, I gotta put cuffs on. What are we gonna do now? Is this coin gonna help? I wonder if one of these knives will help. Let's see. This one actually right here looked kind of promising earlier. Nope, it wasn't that one. Maybe it was this one. Oh yeah, let's see. Possibly, but I don't think so. I think it's still gonna be a little too thick. Yeah. Not quite. But you know what? We can do it with a safety pin. Safety first, folks. You just never know. Might take me a second or two, so it's not an instant thing, but it is a thing that can happen. I think we're going to have to straighten that out a little more. Oh, I heard a click. That was a good click there. Oh. Come on, safety pin. You're letting me down. This is like my trusty key the other day. Slow and steady sometimes. That's what you gotta do. Oh. Alright, we're just gonna shim it. No more messing around. We're shimming it. Maybe we'll use the ball pick. The ball pick's always fun too. Or what did I do? Set the double lock on it? Probably did. Alright. Anyways. Y'all don't want to see me in these, right? We'll just ship them. You guys didn't come here to look at handcuffs and some crazy guy. You can't look at knives. Yep, I set the double lock on that one. Just as I suspected. You goof around, mess around, sometimes you get, you know what I mean? F around. You find out. Now we're free. This is the key, right? Set the double lock on it. Messing around with the pick. It happens. There it is. All right. So, hope everybody enjoyed all that. The fun, the knives, whatnot. Everything going on. Got some old school locks. Things like that. Never know what you're going to find out over here on Nottodead's channel. Cannons, knives, new stuff. EDC things. Like I said, stay safe, folks. I mean, with this drone stuff, other things coming up. I mean, does anybody think that kind of stuff is just like normal and supposed to be happening? I mean, we were talking other stuff before, but I'm just curious now. Like, what does everybody think? Like, I mean, knives are silent, but it seems like our government is too. Kind of odd. Kind of odd. Makes you wonder what's going on over there. What's everyone up to? Folks want a drink? Do a little shot with Nottodead. Let's go for it. I mean, what is it? It's about shot 30, I think. Oh, yeah. That wasn't too bad. Wasn't too bad. Oh, let's show some modern knives. You guys saw the old stuff. Now we'll show some new stuff. We'll leave the old stuff out here. Got a Benchmade Bally song. Back the camera up a little bit. Do a little flipping for you guys. Trying to get the focus. There we go. Benchmade. Model 42. That's a lot different from the older ones. These ones are really heavy. You know, and you get a Bally song, it's got the spring load, and you just squeeze it, boom, pops open, you're ready to flip it, do your thing. The old school ones, they're heavy. They're clunky. They're dangerous. They're loose. They flop side to side. This doesn't have no play. I mean, it has a little play, but it's not like this thing where they're offset. Like, she's crossing her legs here. This one, no, you're not going to have that. That's the difference between a professional Bally song and, you know, your old school one that your dad would have, stuff like that. That's one of the best moves you can do right there, or quickest moves. Just flip the knife out, let the gravity do the work, twist it around in your hand, come back down. Bam. Quick flip, right around. You're always pretty much maintaining control of the knife. You can do flips like this, back and forth, different types of flips and tricks. And then you can do spins, transition into that, finger flips, stuff like that. You always have to keep in mind the way your blade's going and blade orientation. You don't want to slice yourself. Good idea to maybe get a practice one. Do stuff like that first. But that's a little rundown with the Bally song. A little bit of space I have. I like to throw them up in the air like 20, 30 feet and catch them. It's one of my favorite things to do. As crazy as it sounds, but anyways, move on from that. Something else. Y'all seem to like the older ones more. Seem to be dropping some views now. You guys like the old knives. Like the old locks. Use an old school style screw key, which is similar to a set of handcuffs that I have, which is kind of cool. These are Derby style handcuffs, and they use a similar screw style key, but this will be what they call a male style key, and this would be a female style key. Same style mechanism, but as you can see, this is internal threaded, exterior threaded. When I was initially looking at buying this one here, I was told it was half a handcuff, missing the other half, and I thought, oh, that could be feasible. Maybe there were some links and some stuff on here, this, that, came up broken, whatever. Come to find out, no, it's actually most likely handmade, 18th century, brass, copper, steel, has brazing, all different types of mechanics involved here. And I started, this is the original side, undone, rusted, pitted, and I started sanding it, steel walling it, whatever you want to call it, fixing it up the best I could. I mean, I paid $20 for it, so I want to see the brass and the copper and all that, and I'll put some polish on here, but I thought that was cool. Kind of displays a different type of inner workings and something that will hold up over time. But this would have been a barn lock or gate lock, and it works the same way as the handcuffs. You twist the key in, it pulls that inner rod back on the spring. Eventually, you can release the cuff. Same thing as these. Turn that in. Boom, boom, boom. And it opens. Yes, the patina on there. I agree, Cheesecake. That makes it sweet. But that's like an old school adjustable Derby style cuff there. So very similar mechanism. Very cool mechanics. Same thing with the old lever locks, stuff like that. This one here, actually, I have a key for this one. I don't have a key for this one. Wish I did, but let me find the key for this one. I'll show you guys that real quick. But first, I'll show you the difference here. There's not much of a difference other than one is made with brass and one isn't, but it's Henry Squire and Sons Ltd. Lockmaker since 1780. That's crazy old. www.squirelocks.ko.com. So maybe this is a reproduction lever lock because it wouldn't have had that .com on there if it wasn't. This one seems to be an original. Made in England. Lockmakers since 1780. Squire and Sons, Millennial Mids. So you can see the difference between, oops, geez. Well, good thing it's a reproduction. You can see the difference between a reproduction and an original. 770 and a 660. Let me see if I can find the key here. Got a couple keys. Where do y'all think the key is? I mean, it should be the only skeleton key on there, right? Should be able to find it pretty quick. Come on, where is it? Aha! I knew I had it. But that's a really cool lock. Has a slider here. Slide that up so you can get access in there. Come in with your lever lock key. Satisfying clunk. It's in the back there. It's seated. I should have took it off this crazy ring. Turn it. And it takes a lot of tension to move that bar back. But that's an old school. And then when you close it, you still have to turn the key back to turn that mechanism. And there's a lot of tension when you turn it back. And if you turn it before, it won't lock. So you have to turn it back. Make sure the clasp is all the way down. Turn that key over. Bam. So that's the next one I'm looking into picking. And I was sent these two tools from the gentleman that sent me this lock. A tent stake that goes in here. Goes all the way through. Perfect diameter. Lines up. You use this. Drill a hole in it. Hammer in a finish nail. Tap it off. Seal it however you want. If you want to braze it, weld it, whatever you want to do. But that essentially is going to act as the back part of the turn-in tool for the tensioning on the key. And if you look at the key, the back part is the tension part. And then this is going to be the pick. And I'm hoping to have some time to do this soon. But you bend this up. And I'm going to loop this around a nice piece of wood, some stuff like that. But you essentially use a wire and you bend it to replicate the key bends. And you go in there, right angle, 90 degrees, and use this to tension it. This is going to be the trickiest thing. And this is going to be something that I'm going to perfect and go crazy on. If I don't perfect it, then I'm going to go crazy. But you have to, like I said, this goes in there. Tent stake. That's funny. Traditional American tent stake in a European style lock. And it goes through the back. And some of these don't have this. Some have guarded key posts. Some don't have the back like this. So you don't have that. But it goes through traditionally. And like I showed earlier, the key. Well, I kind of showed it earlier. The key here in the very back, that will be the tensioning part. So I'm going to have to replicate that with this key post, drill a hole in it, insert in the finish nail, drive it down, sand it down, and make it so it inserts with the tension part at the end. And then you got your 1, 2, 3, 4 lever locks. So that's a really cool project to me. I think that's super intriguing. I like stuff like that. I like to work on my hands. I like to do things like that. That kind of stuff really intrigues me and gets my gears going. You know what I mean? And that's a super cool lock. And that's courtesy of Lock Chuck. If you guys don't know who Lock Chuck is, you should know. Black belt lock picker. Go check him out. Lock Chuck. Yeah. He's an amazing guy. But yeah, that's the old school Squire. I want to open that again. That's a cool lock to open. There's the key. That's what's funny is there's a lot of European pickers and overseas pickers, and they have access to this stuff like regularly. You know what I mean? Like beat up, weathered, and they just dismiss it like it's nothing. You know, we don't have access to that stuff in the States, so it's really cool to see that. How many locks can a lock chuck? Well, I can tell you one thing. Lock Chuck recently has made a machine to auto crack and auto dial one of these combination locks, and he has an actuator that can pull up on that. And this is a pretty sophisticated US government lock, Sergeant and Greenleaf style, you know what I mean, mechanism in there. And he approached me originally looking out for one of these because he knew I had a couple, but he's like, wow, I don't really want to like beat it up or pull it, but I think I want to send him one of these, and I'm going to set the lock combination to whatever I want and see if he can actually crack it. And I have the original packaging. This one actually is one still in the packaging. As you can tell, it's heavy. You can hear it's in there. But that would be really cool. That's not your average everyday combination lock. Once you get the combination in there, you can screw this screw in, and it will go into the keyway once the hasp is open, and then you can reset the combination. But if you set this and you do it wrong, you're not getting back in there. That's a safe dial mechanism in there. That is not a regular combination lock by any means. Yeah. Lock Truck is freaking awesome. I actually have a Vice from him that's going to be in my giveaway soon, and some other stuff, things like that. But yeah. Anybody know? I might have some new viewers. We've been wondering. Anybody know why you would modify a blade like this? Really been wondering. Some other viewers earlier were wondering. Just kind of curious. Does anybody know? Japanese style blade steel, bone handle, brass inlays, surgical steel. Really neat looking knife. Bye. I do have the Harbor Freight mini toolbox decked out with some Jimmy Long lock picks. Some extras in there. This Harbor Freight mini toolbox is sick. Got a couple extra sets in here. Yeah. Might have ordered a few Jimmies over the time. Got some Jimmies for days, so to say, over here. All the empty pouches. They're still fun to keep. I love it. And I got a couple full sets. Gearing up for a crazy giveaway soon, folks. Gonna be fun. Anyone on here play Magic? Magic the Gathering? MTG? Stuff like that. I got some cards like that I could show right now. You can never have too many Jimmies. I'm telling you. Jimmy is a beautiful mug right there. I could share my old school Magic the Gathering binder. See what we got in there. Or some rare coins, stuff like that. Whatever your folks might want to see on top of this. You know, we're not trying to be too serious. Should pack up some of these knives. Close them up. That one doesn't want to close. Oh, the blade's in the way. That makes sense. Some of these haven't been open for a long time, folks. Like 20, 30, 40 years. Some of these knives have been tucked away. Found them at yard sales, antique places. You know what I mean? You never know where you're going to find the gems. You got to stay tuned, you know? There is always beautiful things out there. And, yeah, lock sport. We pick locks. Shackleman. We pick cuffs. Hashtag Shackleman. Hashtag Nottodead. Hashtag Mitten Made Lock Sport. Check us out. Anyone that's here. I mean, that's what we're all about, man. Community support, helping each other out, stuff like that. This is a community that you never thought you'd ever be a part of, and it'd be amazing when you jump in. You guys would be surprised, and girls, what might be waiting for you. All right, let's see. We got some more knives. I have a custom sheath coming soon for one of these. Same gentleman, Random Jim, that made these beautiful leather holsters. Let's see if I can find his poker chips. This one is his. And then I think this one. No, this one. No. Here's another chip. But we have Random Jim, custom leather holsters. Beautiful artwork. Hilger's leather. Imagine leather like this for knives. Go check him out, guys. He makes custom bushcraft leather holsters for the ESEE knives, things like that. A bunch of other modern knives. He's making the belt loop cross style holsters, things like that. Random Jim is taking the leather industry by storm. And I don't know if people know it yet, but this guy is going to be awesome. Hilger's Leather makes belts, cases, things like that, custom dyed, anything you want. I mean, he's not like a store, but I mean, if you want it, I mean, come on. What are you waiting for? Look at that. Look at that. That is sick. Hilger's Leather, Shackleman, custom handcuff cases. Imagine that for leather. And I happen to have a Mora case coming from Random Jim. And I'm going to feature one of the Mora knives in there. I mean, that is just beautiful alone right there. That is sick. What's everyone up to in their chats? What's going on? Let's chit chat. Look at that bad boy. Camulus scout knife. Alrighty, folks. We all have a great evening. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Thank you. And stay tuned till the next time. when I can escape more cuffs and things like that. Check out my channel for lock sport, other great people in the community. You never know what you're gonna find, man. It's lock sport, it's EDC, it's survival. Don't trust our government. Prepare for yourself. Stay tuned for more. You know what I mean? Drones, things like that. You don't know what's going on here lately, folks. Telling you, don't let them fool you. Stay on guard, stay on top. Stay witty, folks. Stay sharp. Have a great one.